Can you feel it? Fischer's got white again. And Fischer said of the Sicilian Dragon opening, another Fischer quote, sack, sack, mate. He didn't have any respect for the opening. And I'm going to show you why as he's playing against another legendary grandmaster, Bent Larson. E4, best by test, back at it again. So we've got take, take. And if you guys remember when we studied the dragon a little bit, knight f6, g6. And where do you think I learned stuff like this from? The great players of the past. f3. And this should look familiar because this is the exact position that we were studying. Yugoslav attack. It's time. It's time. So he took, instead of the line that we studied a little bit, we looked at bishop d7, castles, rook c8, bishop b3, knight e5. We looked at this type of stuff. Well, after h4, which bishop do you want to give up? The one that's not going to be attacking, you take with this one. And you get an interesting type position, etc., etc. So, after bishop c4, I couldn't get the word out. Hey, when that happens. Get those tongue twisters thinking about the bees. So, knight takes, bishop takes. He's attacking our bishop, and we're like, nay, sir. If you're going to take, you're going to add an extra layer of protection because I'm going to take back with the a-pawn. Queen a5. Castle. Now we've castled on opposite wings, and we know what that means. Throw the pawns. Throw them. So he's going to rip them open. Sack. Sack. Mate. That's the theme of the game. Now the queen's in the way over here, so it's not as easy for black to be doing the stuff that he should be doing. But he tries anyway. Good for him. King b1. And it looks like black's the first one for the attack, but it's not going to matter, I promise. Knight d5. He's got the pair of Bs. I love it. So good question. What happens if he takes here? Uh-huh. And if queen takes? If you just take, I'm pretty sure it's like a trade down thing where black gets something. So maybe queen takes here and you still have all the pressure and tension. I like tension. I like pressure. It's good. So after bishop takes, he decides not to grab the b. He brings the bishop back for defense. And I do not see at this point how black is going to have any form of attack on white's king. But now that Fischer has taken care of it, prophylaxis, now it's go time. h4. Here comes the pain. h5. And black's like, but I have rooks. And Fischer's like, I don't care. So the h file is open. Let's keep going. Let's keep this attack rolling. Oh, black's attack's almost here. I'm attacking a piece. Now, it looks like black's safe. It's time. There's that. Sack. So he takes. And then we have a beautiful pin idea. The f7 pawn can't move. So he attacks the bishop. Gotcha! And it looks as if black's surviving, but the bishop's just going to come around. If we can remove the guard, bring our queen up here, it's going to be mate. So he tries to cut off the bishop's protection of this pawn so that he can take it. But we just have another pawn to push now. Notice how black's attack is never getting going because white's got that steady, numbing pressure. Just like, if you're being punched in the face, you can't hit the other guy back. That is a key principle in these aggressive type games that you really got to focus on. Just punch the guy. I mean, what's the problem? Rook f6. Tickle, tickle. And now there's not really a good spot for this rook, as bishop e7 check is going to come with devastating effect. So he goes queen b7. He's got to give up the b. d7. And the closer that pawn gets to the promised land, the more valuable he's worth. Rook d8. And after queen d6 check, Mr. Larson had had enough in the position and resigned, because where's this going? I mean, say the king moves. What if I just check him with this other guy? And I don't even have a good square. Let's say if king h8, a really bad square, I'm going to take with check, and then it ends in mate. So these things kind of work organically after that. And we kind of see when Fischer's beating one of the best players of the time period easily. I would consider this easy. This was nothing but preparation and then some smooth tactical ideas from a very, very strong player. No respect for the dragon. Sack, sack, mate.